Hello and welcome to Kashmir Now. I'm your host Shreya Savijay. Let's take a look at some stories of this week's episode. Indian government takes measures to help migrant workers amid COVID-19 outbreak. Good Samaritans lend a helping hand too. Artists in illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan say that the government has done nothing to promote the culture of the region. 1 lakh trees planted under a plantation drive organized in Udhampur. And the construction of Tourist Facilitation Centre resumes in Anantnag. India is taking huge strides to minimize the repercussions of the novel coronavirus that has wreaked havoc in the country. Be it the central or the state governments, local administrations or the citizens, everyone is busy finding out ways to help the country tackle with the implications of the deadly virus. So, today, let's take a look at the recent steps taken by the government to deal with challenges around COVID-19, along with catching a glimpse at the stories of few Samaritans who have gone an extra mile in their efforts to curb the virus spread.
Coronavirus has posed a number of challenges before the society. The biggest one being improving the livelihood opportunities of the migrant workers who have returned back to their hometown state during the lockdown period. As a solution to it, Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently launched a scheme, Garib Kalyan Rojgar Abhiyan, a poor development employment campaign through video conferencing in New Delhi. The 125-day campaign will involve intensified and focused implementation of 25 different types of works to provide employment to migrant workers on one hand and create infrastructure in the rural areas of the region on other, with a resource envelope of 50,000 crore. A total of 116 districts with more than 25,000 migrant workers each across Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Jharkhand and Odisha have been chosen for the campaign, including 27 aspirational districts.
हमारा प्रयास है कि इस अभियान के जरिए श्रमिकों और कामगारों को घर के पास ही काम दिया जाए। अभी तक आप अपने हुनर और मेहनत से शहरों को आगे बढ़ा रहे थे, शहरों को चमका रहे थे, शहरों का भला कर रहे थे। अब अपने गांव को, अपने इलाके को आगे बढ़ाएंगे।
While the central government is busy dealing with the menace caused due to virus, the state governments too are trying their level best in a bid to race against fast-spreading coronavirus. In one such effort, the government in India's capital New Delhi has turned the luxury hotels into isolation facilities for positive patients. The step has been taken in order to deal with the shortage in number of beds due to surge in coronavirus cases.
इसमें सबको साथ आने की ज़रूरत है, सभी जो अपनी तरफ से जो कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकता है। तो मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि ये 2-3 दिन में शुरू हो जाएगा। पहले 120 बेड शुरू होंगे, उसके बाद इसको रैंप अप करके 250-300 बेड्स तक ले जाया जाएगा। इसी तरह से पूरी दिल्ली के अंदर 30-35 होटल्स और इसमें साथ देंगे और हमें उम्मीद है 3-3.5 हज़ार बेड्स हम होटल्स में तैयार कर पाएंगे।
A number of stories highlighting the extraordinary efforts of the common people to battle with COVID-19 crisis have also come into the limelight. One such story is from Mumbai, where two youngsters, Shahnawaz Hussain and Abbas Rizvi, have come forward to provide free oxygen cylinders to both coronavirus as well as other patients with respiratory problems in the city. Shahnawaz had even sold his expensive car to meet the growing demand of the cylinders. Another example is from Bengaluru, where few volunteers from a charitable trust have stepped in to give COVID-19 victims a dignified send-off, as in many cases the family of a deceased is in quarantine or may not be willing to accept the body of the patient due to the fear of fatal infection. Famously known as Mercy Angels, these volunteers have not just took up the daunting task of disposing the dead bodies of COVID-19 patients, but they even perform the cremation of the deceased as per their religion.
Well, I think COVID, number one, and death has brought everybody together. There is no dead Muslim, dead Hindu, dead Christian, everybody is the same, right? So yes, this is about coming over all those barriers of race and citizenship and class and religions and all these artificial barriers we have created between human beings. I think COVID has united us all, put everybody together, and has given a loud voice. Hey, human beings, get together. At the end of the day, we are all human. So we respect people's religions. We respect their individual feelings. You want to be buried in this way, we help you out. You want to be buried in this way or cremated in this way, we help it out. It is not for us to tell you what the correct thing is, this is right or that. You want this, I will help you with that.
Even after the rapid increase in the number of cases in India, both its government and citizens are undeterred in their efforts to keep corona at bay. Moreover, in the latest development, one of the India's company Patanjali Ayurved Limited that deals with Ayurveda, the ancient medicine system of the country, has made a sensational claim to have developed the first Ayurvedic medicine against the coronavirus. Named as Coronil and Swasari, the medicines are prepared by the combined efforts of the Patanjali Research Center and National Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, which is based in Rajasthan. Though the verification is yet to be done, but the company has claimed that the medicines have shown 100% favorable results during clinical trials on affected patients.
Pakistan has been for years exploiting its illegally occupied regions of Gilgit-Baltistan and POK. It has not just plundered the resources of the region itself, but has also given a free hand to its ally China for doing the same. Both of them together have created havoc in the lives of the people in these occupied territories. And now, as India is busy dealing with China after the dispute at Ladakh's Galwan Valley, Pakistan, seeing the opportunity, is trying to move ahead with its devious agenda. We have a report.
In the last 70 decades, Pakistan has left no stone unturned in making the lives of the people of its illegally occupied territories a living hell. Be it suppressing their voices, denying their rights or exploiting the resources that only belong to them, Pakistan has always imposed a colonial treatment on the people of Gilgit-Baltistan and POK. Adding more to the woes of these beleaguered people, Pakistan even allowed its ally China to plunder the natural resources in the regions by encompassing a plethora of construction and developmental projects. India on a number of occasions has shown its concern about the resource exploitation and has even asked Pakistan to immediately vacate the illegally occupied territories of Gilgit-Baltistan and POK. But Pakistan doesn't seem to stop with its nefarious activities, and now with India and China entering into a border dispute, Pakistan has got a golden opportunity to gain stronghold over the illegally occupied territories. And as a result, it has again proposed amendment in the POK Interim Constitution Act 1974, whose main motive is to suppress the voices raised against the misrule of Pakistani government.
चाइना की बढ़ती हुई इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, तो उसमें पाकिस्तान ने उसको फ्री हैंड दिया हुआ है। और पाकिस्तान के जो डिफेंस के एनालिस्ट करने वाले हैं, एनालिसिस करते हैं टीवी टॉक शोज में बैठ के, वो बड़े हैप्पी हैं कि जी चाइना ने एंगेज कर लिया है इंडिया को लद्दाख में, और अब हमें कोई नहीं पूछेगा गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में, पीओके में हम जो कुछ करते रहे। और इसी वजह से वो एक्ट 1974 जो है उसमें नई अमेंडमेंट्स ला रहे हैं। पहले तो ये था कि जो प्रो कश्मीर थे, प्रो इंडिपेंडेंस पे बिलीव रखने वाले लोग थे, जो स्टेट ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर का एक्सेशन नहीं चाहते थे पाकिस्तान के साथ, तो उनको इलेक्शंस में या गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स में उनको कोई शेयर नहीं दिया जाता था, अलाउ नहीं किया जाता था। लेकिन अब वो ये चाहते हैं कि जो भी वॉइस है, जो अपने नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज के हवाले से, अपनी आइडेंटिटी के हवाले से, अपने लोगों के हुकूक के हवाले से आवाज रेज कर रहे हैं, तो उनको इन द नेम ऑफ द सॉवरेनिटी ऑफ पाकिस्तान, इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ पाकिस्तान, सबको बैन किया जाए।
Pakistan has not just been committing atrocities on the people of illegally occupied territories, but even those living in other provinces like Sindh and Balochistan are also meted out with the same treatment if they demand for their rights or raise their voices against Pakistani authorities. Moreover, it's quite ironic that on one hand, Pakistani government neglects Gilgit-Baltistan and POK on the grounds of being disputed areas, but on the other, it is looting all their natural resources.
जो भी अपने राइट्स की बात करता है, चाहे वो सिंधी है, बलोच है, पश्तून है, पीओके से है, गिलगित बल्तिस्तान से है उसका ताल्लुक, तो वो स्टेट विक्टिम है। और एक पॉलिसी के तहत जितनी भी सेन वॉइसेस हैं, जो प्रो पीपल हैं, जो प्रो पीस हैं, तो उनको टारगेट किया जाता है। और जो एक्सट्रीमिस्ट ग्रुप हैं, जो पूरी स्टेट के अंदर फ्रीली रूमिंग कर रहे हैं, उनको फ्री हैंड है। और पाकिस्तान का जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, तो वो क्लियरली कहता है कि स्टेट ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, इंटायर स्टेट ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर इंक्लूडिंग पीओके, गिलगित बल्तिस्तान डिस्प्यूटेड है। लेकिन जब उसकी नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज की प्लंडरिंग की बात आती है, तो वो बड़े हैप्पीली जो है ना वहां जाके प्लंडर भी करते हैं, लोगों को राइट्स भी नहीं देते। और जो अपने राइट्स के लिए अगर अपनी कोई वॉइस रेज करते हैं पीसफुली, तो उनको भी अब वो बैन करना चाहते हैं, ताकि कोई ऐसी वॉइस उस रीजन से आई ना।
Pakistan has for years not just exploited the people and the resources of its illegally occupied territories, but has also pushed them to a state of complete oblivion with its corrupt practices.
Pakistan has not just deprived the people of its illegally occupied territories from their own resources, but is slowly depreciating their culture as well. With no efforts made to promote and preserve the rich culture of illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan, it is eventually dying a silent death. Artists have been for years seeking government's assistance to keep their culture intact, but nothing has been done so far.
Home to over 10 languages and the different communities that share similarities in their traditional folk music, literature, poetry and dances, Gilgit-Baltistan is one of the most culturally diverse regions. The vivid cultures and traditions are enough to make it an international hub of tourism, which can even attract tourists from faraway places. But to the dismay of many, the region is slowly witnessing the deterioration of its cultural legacy under Pakistan's illegal occupation. The local artists who have worked in several films and shows say the government has done nothing to preserve and promote the region's rich culture and has neither allocated any funds for the same.
इस वक्त भी कराकोरम यूनिवर्सिटी में हमारे कल्चर का कोई क्लासेस चलना चाहिए और गवर्नमेंट की हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कल्चर का अलग एक हिस्सा होने चाहिए उधर और इस किस्म का एक्टिविटीज होने चाहिए। तो हमारी जीविका जो गवर्नमेंट है इसने तो फनकारों के लिए कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा है कि हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में 2% तो है ना सर, उससे तो भी कल्चर सपोर्ट एंड कल्चर का प्रोग्राम होना चाहिए। बस मेरी ये दरख्वास्त ये है कि गवर्नमेंट गिलगित बल्तिस्तान को हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कल्चर का एक अलग ही वो होना चाहिए और फंड कल्चर के लिए होना चाहिए।
With no recognition given to artists for their work, the locals in the illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan are slowly deviating from art and culture and are looking for other job opportunities to earn their livelihood. Artists say that they have even urged the government of Gilgit-Baltistan for the promotion of their culture, but all they have received is disappointment.
रेडियो में हमने काम किया है, रेडियो के लिए लिखा है, स्टेज के लिए इसी तरीके से अब तक तो हमने कोई सैकड़ों प्रोग्राम हमने लोगों को दिया है और उसके अलावा पहली बार हमने शिनार फिल्मों का एक तारुफ कराया है कि हमने करोड़ों का काम किया है कि किस तरह हुआ है। इसी तरीके से हम करते हैं। आज तक जो है किसी हुकूमत ने, मैं वज़ीर आला साहब के पास 2 दफ़ा वफ़द लेकर गया, उसने कमेटी बनाया कि भाई ये करो वो करो, बस उसके बाद पता नहीं चला। तो आज तक कोई अवार्ड कोई नेशनल तो छोड़ो कि गिलगित बल्तिस्तान की तरफ से एक साल में जो फनकार क्या करता है उसका तख्लीक देकर उसका सलाहियत देकर उसको कोई अवार्ड गिलगित बल्तिस्तान के नाम से भी नहीं मिला। तो पटवारी को मिलता है, कहीं ऐसे ऐसे लोगों को हम वो करते हैं। बाकी ये है कि हमारे फनकार आपको पता है एक असासा होता है, वो सिर्फ अमन और मोहब्बत फैलाने की कोशिश, अखलाक फैलाने की कोशिश करता है, लेकिन उसकी कोई पजराई नहीं है।
With no dedicated department or person to look towards the preservation of Gilgit-Baltistan's rich cultural legacy, it is slowly getting erased from the minds of people, but Pakistan seems to be least concerned about it.
It's been said that he who plants a tree plants a hope. Plantation of trees in recent years has become the need of the hour because of the loss of forest cover in many parts of the world. Plantation drives and seminars are being organized to spread awareness regarding afforestation and importance of flora and fauna. A similar event was organized in Udhampur district of Jammu and Kashmir, where the forest department planted around 1 lakh trees to nourish greenery in the region and provide employment opportunities to locals. Take a look.
A large part of the total geographical area of Jammu and Kashmir is covered with forest and trees. For years, forestation and agricultural activities have played an important role in the lives of the people of the region. With the motive to improve plantation in the area, as well as to provide employment opportunities to youngsters of the region, A plantation drive was recently organized in Udhampur district.
ये जो हमने जो प्लांट्स लगाए हुए हैं इनको हमने रोड साइड्स के लिए, रोड साइड प्लांटेशन के लिए, जो हमारे डिग्रेडेड एरिया हैं उनके लिए, और कुछ हमारे जो हैं वन महोत्सव वगैरह वगैरह के लिए भी हमारे जो हैं जो पौधे लगाए जाते हैं। इसमें हमने हर प्रकार की स्पीसीज लगाई है।
Organized under Prime Minister's Clean India, Green India mission, a total of 17 different varieties of plant saplings, including medicinal plants, fruit and flower-bearing shrubs were planted as a part of the drive. The nursery division at Mand in Udhampur district and several other places were used for the purpose. The area of the nursery is developed in the deforested and degraded area, which was later turned into district's nursery division.
हमने इसमें 2-3 कैटेगरीज के प्लांट्स को तैयार किया गया है। पहले नंबर पे तो हमारे कॉनिफर्स हैं, जैसे हमारा चीड़ हो गया, हमारा जो हमारे मेनली जंगल चीड़ के हैं, तो चीड़ की रीजनरेशन बड़ी कम आ रही है, इसलिए हम उसको नर्सरी में प्रिपेयर करके उनको लगाएंगे। दूसरे नंबर पे हमारे आगे फ्रूट प्लांट्स, हमने ये देखा है कि मंकी मेनस वगैरह जो है हमारे यहाँ पे बड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया, ताकि फ्रूट्स हम जंगल में उगाएं, फ्रूट ट्रीज लगाएं, ताकि मंकीज वगैरह का जो है जो वाइल्ड लाइफ है उसको भी हमें फ़ायदा हो जाए। तीसरे नंबर पे हमने लगाए हैं ऑर्नामेंटल प्लांट्स। ऑर्नामेंटल प्लांट्स जो हम रोड साइड्स पे लगाएंगे, ताकि जो भी हाईवेज के किनारे पे लगाया जाएगा, ताकि जो भी ट्रीज वगैरह हैं, जो भी लोग वहाँ से गुजरे तो उनको एक एस्थेटिक सेंस आए, अच्छी सेंस आए।
The initiative has provided employment opportunities to around 60 youngsters who are working for the Forest Department. They follow social distancing norms while doing their work as a measure to curb the virus spread.
हमें एम्प्लॉयमेंट फॉरेस्ट वालों ने दी है हमें, तो इसके कारण हमें 2 ही फायदे हो रहे हैं। एक तो हमें हमारी दिहाड़ी लग रही है, दूसरा पेड़ पौधे लगा रहे हैं हम। हमें तो बहुत खुशी मिलती है, इसके कारण ही हम यहाँ पे मतलब यही बताना चाहते हैं कि अपने गांव में हरियाली आनी चाहिए, और इसी कारण हम यहाँ पे काम पे लगे हुए हैं।
Such initiatives will go a long way in developing a cleaner and a greener version of present-day India and restoring the lost flora and fauna.
Tourism is the backbone of Jammu and Kashmir's economy. It therefore becomes important for the government to take necessary measures to boost the sector and invite more tourists to the territory. Among a number of steps and schemes that have been started by the government to bolster tourism in the Union Territory, construction of Tourist Facilitation Centre in Anantnag district after the nationwide lockdown is one such attempt to attract more tourism in the area.
In a move to bolster tourism in the territory, construction of tourism facilitation centers has resumed in Jammu and Kashmir, Ran district. These facilitation centers are being constructed at the Ash Muqam area of Anantnag district. The project had been put on halt after Prime Minister imposed a nationwide lockdown in order to contain the spread of the coronavirus. However, with the easing of the restrictions, construction of the facilitation centers has been resumed.
हमारी कोशिश यही रहेगी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इंशाल्लाह इस जुलाई के एंड तक इसका इनॉग्रेशन हो जाएगा और कंप्लीट हो रहा है अप टू कंप्लीशन सर इस वक्त। और जो भी हमारे कहीं जगहों से टूरिस्ट आज पहलगाम के लिए, तो एक समझो कि सर यहाँ पर जो गेटवे ऑफ पहलगाम बन रहा है, टूरिस्ट पहले यहाँ पर लेंगे, यहाँ पर मज़ा लेके यहाँ से फिर पहलगाम जाएगा, इसलिए हम बना रहे। इसका नाम ही है टूरिस्ट फैसिलिटेशन सेंटर। उनको यहाँ से हर कोई फैसिलिटी मिलेगी सर।
The project is being funded by the Prime Minister's Development Scheme and the construction is being executed by Pahalgam Development Authority. Situated just a few kilometers away from Pahalgam district, the facilitation center is said to be a tourist magnet with facilities including rooms, a food court, coffee shops, a conference hall, restaurant, an information counter and a shopping mall. The construction of these tourist facilitation centers is going to bolster the business of locals as well as provide employment opportunities to them.
ऐसे कंस्ट्रक्शन को ओपन करेगी, ऐसे हम जैसे नौजवान लोगों को रोज़गार मिलेगा। गवर्नमेंट से ये अपील है, अगर और ऐसे मतलब काम को ओपन करेगी तो ऐसे हम जैसे नौजवानों को काम और मिलेगा और हम जैसे नौजवानों को काम ज़्यादा मिलेगा जितना तो उतना अच्छा रहेगा। हम लोगों की भी फैमिली है, सब घर वाले हैं, इसी से चलते हैं, हम लोगों के साथ चलते हैं वो भी, इसलिए हम गवर्नमेंट का शुक्र अदा करते हैं अगर गवर्नमेंट और ऐसे काम ओपन करेगी।
Jammu and Kashmir is a territory locked by the Himalayan mountains that make it home to a number of valleys and rich flora and fauna, which makes it a hub of tourism. Last year, around 44,000 tourists from India and around the world visited the beautiful Union Territory. Authorities of Jammu and Kashmir pull out all stops to make sure that the visitors have a comfortable stay and experience the authentic Kashmiri culture and traditions.
So, that's all we have for you in this week's episode. Till we see you next week, it's goodbye from the entire production team.